Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Whitney, for that amazing, make it sound so amazing. Thank you, appreciate you. So today I'm going to talk a topic that I know many of you have Spanish clients, and all of us want to grow our business and make sure that we are reaching out to that demographic that's so important and it's continuing growing, and it's going to continue growing. I just want to give a little caveat, a disclaimer. This is all we know, how we manage the firm, what I have learned over the 22 years in the personal injury arena. I'm not an expert, but this is how we have learned. I'm going to go over a couple of things. I'm going to try to be as quickly as I can because I want to end at the end with questions and answers. That way, I think that's more helpful for all of us, okay? So like Whitney said, my name is Gulliana Goehring. I'm managing partner at the Goehring law firm. I'm being in the legal arena, personal injury, for 22 years, and recently as an attorney and managing partner. And let me see if I can do this. There you go. There's a little bit of my background. You can go to my bio in my website, and usually that is the information. That's my amazing law partner, Randy Fry. Some of you know him. He's been in the industry for 25 years or so as a trial attorney. Okay, so I attended law school in Peru. That's where the accent comes from. You guessed it. I also have an associate in Georgia Primary College. My BA was in international economics and then law school. And the reason why I want to point it out, my background in economics, is because this is usually what has been more helpful, at least for me and the firm, is I use data. I love data, I love graphics, I love to see things and make sure that how we can maximize and be more profitable. Like they were talking about the target and goals and all of that. I love that part because it's so important to know and focus. One of the things is when I was attending law school, I was also the firm manager, marketing director, and work full-time and have small children. So how I was able to manage all of that is to be laser focused on what the things are important for the firm and also avoiding a lot of problems. And that's kind of where I'm here. I'm trying to, if I can, assist you in helping what not to do, what has worked for us. Okay, some of the things that we're going to talk about more organizations and things that will help you, but I am the president of the Peruvian American Business Chambers, board member of the Georgia Hispanic Bar Association, as well as Latin American Chambers and Latinas Rise, and I'm Angels Among Us Pet Rescue Group. That's because I love animals, so I have to mention that. And then I also do pro bono work at the Atlanta Joe Marshall Legal Clinic for Veterans, and active members of some organizations that I want all of you, if you can join them, they're very good resource and tools for all of us. Okay, so this is where the data comes, and I love data, and I'm going to try to go through very quickly as much as I can. So as we all know, the Hispanic population is growing, it's going to continue growing, and the US population is 20% Hispanic, projected to go to 74 million in 2028. Also, the US Hispanics are the second largest Hispanic Latino population in the world. So here in the US, we have anybody can guess what is the first one? No, Mexico, yes, good. I wish I have a candy or something. But good, yes. But the US is actually the second largest population in the Hispanic. So that's amazing. So we have a lot of market to work. Impact in GDP and then purchasing power. And this is important because even though I'm a law firm, this is very important for you guys, for physical therapists, chiropractors, and anybody that's actually in this industry. Okay. Spanish language is still a valuable currency for preserving culture. So what is important for Hispanics? And this is, I wanted you guys to look at this because when we're going to talk about strategies, what to do, what not to do, what has worked for us, this is very important because Hispanics are very family oriented. We're close together and we're very cultural, and there are places that you can target and use that information to the benefit of your company. The other thing is language. So when asked to a Hispanic what is identity for them, they usually focus on the family language. There's other things, but those two first ones are going to help you to target your marketing. Okay, what about Georgia? Georgia's population grew by more than 10% as a population as a whole, and the Hispanic community in Georgia grew 31%. So the numbers are huge, and it's going to continue growing. And then Latinos are the third largest racial and ethnic group, now 1.1 million according to the data. And the majority of them, as we all know, are in Atlanta area, Fulton County, Cobb, DeKalb, and Gwinnett. And this is important because when you're trying to target them, and when you're trying to do your marketing, if you focus on something, if you can focus on those counties, more likely you're going to have a better return on investment. And there's just more graphics because I like graphics. And just basically that's that. They're saying that in the future forecasting, we're still going to be growing as a population as a whole. Okay. More data. And the main thing is if you have to put some type of advertising in the Hispanic market, if you have to like narrow it down and be laser focused because you know your money is a valuable thing, it comes with your time and all of that and all of your resources, Gwinnett County and Fulton County more likely are going to be your best bet just because of those the growing population that you're going to find. And that's it. So when you look at data, it's going to show that it's continuing growing, we continue growing. So now what we do with this? So there's where we start. So how to enter the Spanish market and can be successful. But when you enter the Hispanic market, you have to figure out a couple of things. You don't only need to hire somebody that speaks Spanish, because one other thing is Hispanic attorneys in the US are only 2% of all attorneys. So you're not going to find a population that's growing, there's not enough attorneys that speak Spanish. So what is your next bet? Is hiring a company or hiring somebody, or I think somebody was doing, I think he left. But he has a company that's very good. What they do is they outsource people remote work that do speak Spanish. So that's a good option too. Some of the things that we're going to talk about are actually applied to the Hispanic market, but it could also apply to any market. And some of the things you already know or you may already been doing. So this more likely is going to be just extra set of tools. And it doesn't matter that you need to do all of this. I just some suggestions that I think has worked for us very well. When you do any marketing, at least for us, we always start with our current clients. If you have any Spanish clients, that's your starting point. That's the one that are going to actually be helping you to grow your market. They are literally your walking billboard. I don't know how many of you guys have already Spanish clients. Many? Yes. And they recommend you their neighbor, their dad, their cousin, their second cousin, everybody else. Good. So they're your biggest resource. So pay attention to them, treat them well, and they're literally going to continue coming back and back to you. Like I was mentioning before, hire bilingual staff that not only speak Spanish but actually understand the culture. You're dealing with a lot of issues when you're dealing with Hispanic population. One of them, they may be, unfortunately, some may not have documents here or in the process with immigration. So some of those things, they may be more worried about it if they want to start a legal process. So you have to make sure that they understand that they're in a safe place. So a lot of communication with them. Another thing is, like I was mentioning before about the attorneys that actually speak Spanish, because the percentage is very low. You as an attorney or you as a provider, medical provider, you don't need to speak Spanish. And I know many of you already have staff members that are bilingual. But if you try a little bit, even a tiny bit, a little words here and there, that really goes a long way. They really appreciate when anybody's trying to have that culture, that language. Then the other thing we're going to talk about is join Hispanic organizations, and we're going to talk that a little bit about later. But sometimes people think that you have to be Hispanic to join a Hispanic association, and that's not true. What you need to do is provide some type of service or business in the Hispanic community, and that should be enough. The other thing is find partners in the community, like nonprofits, media, other law firms, other medical providers, churches, any other organization that are already doing business in the Hispanic community, because then that's going to be you're going to start creating those alliances and those partnerships that are going to be so important. If you're doing community outreach, community outreaching events are very powerful, but you need to do it, you need to be there. You really need to be on those events. Because sometimes if you just put a logo, it has the same effect, right? So you really need to be present and make sure that you actually are connecting with the community. And start creating database and keep them updated. Your database is going to be so important because those clients are going to be repeat clients, like I said before, back and forth, back and forth. Use social media, newsletters, website chat, free directories, WhatsApp, and we're going to talk about those a little bit more in a minute. But make sure that your social media, your newsletter, whatever you are trying to convey, like we talked about before, right? Family and language is very important to the Hispanic community. You have to communicate in their language. I know some people may say, well, they're here, they need to learn. But if you're really trying to target that market, you really need to start speaking their language. Also, we done, and we continue doing, we do some TV, billboards are good tools, but very expensive. And they may not be the best cost effective for you. So the other things that we're going to talk in a minute, that is actually going to be very quick, low cost, low budget, that you can start doing right now. Okay. The other thing is, this part I like to talk because now you have the client. Now you have very sustainable clients coming into your doors. How you can keep that client happy, engaged, that way they're going to continue coming back to you. At least for us, for our firm, we always want to make sure that we follow some key points. You have to have a strong bilingual intake team to process in place that can go on autopilot. Because if you don't have that, it doesn't matter how much money you're spending in TV, billboards, advertising. If when that case comes in, if your intake process is not in place, you're losing money. So I would say don't even start marketing that market, the Spanish market, until you have really good set of bilingual staff, plus a really good place for the process. And the other thing we talked about a moment ago is bilingual team. They understand the culture, like we mentioned a moment ago. You may be dealing with undocumented immigrants, uninsured drivers, people that are just very afraid of the law, or in general, the police and everything. So a lot of things that we actually do in our firm, we educate our clients. We educate them for now, but also in the future about MedPay, calling the police is fine, and all of those things that sometimes we don't think about it, but they do. It's something that's very important for that community. Again, all forms of communication needs to be in Spanish. I have seen this a lot. What happened is I have other firm friends that they do target the Spanish market, but their letters are not good. Sorry. And I think Ali will be here. She will know, she will tell that because we talk about that all the time. Hire somebody, hire a company. Don't have just your assistant or receptionist translate, because unfortunately sometimes their Spanish may be good talking, but not as well as written. So make sure you hire a company and all those processes are in place, all those letters are good. I know some law firms here, you guys may handle property damage. We do, especially for the Hispanic market, you need to handle the property damage because a lot of the times their English are not going to be good enough, they're going to be afraid, they're going to talk to the insurance and we don't want them to talk to the insurance, right? So property damage in a Hispanic market is a must. And I think somebody will talk about regarding the medical treatment. Weekend appointments, so important, telemedicine, transportation. I love what you're saying about going to them instead to avoid gap in treatment. That's so important if you actually want to target that market. The other thing, always keep in check is about resident relative, because there may be other insurance that is available out there, because again, Hispanic, like family, language, right? So usually they live several generations, or maybe the aunt, their cousin, somebody may be there that can actually have additional insurance that will be benefit to your case. And this is very important. Depositions, mediation, hearings, don't rely on the court reporter or the interpreter to be able to translate well. You need somebody in your firm, obviously if you don't speak Spanish, you need somebody there that's translating and making sure that translation is correct. I sit in so many depositions and so many mediations where the translation is not good. So be careful with that. And then check time. Yeah, that's Randy. When I'm telling you, the Hispanic clients are an amazing community because they become family to you. So they're your best resource. When it comes to check, that's the best time to get a testimony, a Google review, give your business card. They are going to tell people. They will, trust me. And they're going to become your walking billboard. Okay, do's and don'ts, and this is kind of a little repetitive, but I really want to stress some important things that I have seen it that we have tried to avoid. If you don't handle your marketing in-house, but if you outsourcing it, make sure that the company is truly bilingual and understand the market. Check reference and prior clients. We have this issue, company after company after company. We're having such a hard time finding a really good marketing company. I'm going to give a shout out to Whitney here with Fifth City. She handles my social media. And her husband, Isaac, who is also the partner, he is actually true bilingual. That's the first time actually for us that I don't have to be spending hours and hours and hours editing social media content. So that saves a lot of time. So do your research, find a company that really knows, understands the market, and they're one of them. Again, strong bilingual team process in place. If possible, use managing software. We're big on that. We use Clio Grow, Clio Manage. We also use other applications to make sure that that communication with the client is constant. Community outreach and events are good, are very effective, but you need to stay consistent and attend these events. So don't expect if you do one event, the clients are just going to pour in it. It doesn't happen that way. You really need to be in the community, going one time, another time, and that's where the partners come. Those partnerships, those nonprofit, those organizations, those are going to be a really good tool to grow those clients. Again, if you sponsor an event, attend or send a team member. At least for us, I have seen it when if I just put a table and don't do, and myself or Randy doesn't show up to those events, we really see the difference. And then again, collect your data and follow up. What we've been doing lately is, after we have the data of the people that come in, we send a follow-up email, sometimes text or WhatsApp, newsletter, text, WhatsApp, social media. All of those are really good tools. And make sure that they're in Spanish if that's what your targeting audience is, and make sure you actually follow up with this data. And again, make sure that you stay on brand in both languages. Because what happens sometimes is, in the Hispanic market, people may be only speaking Spanish, but there is a lot of people that are multilingual or bilingual, so you want to make sure that your branding stays the same. Okay, so this is some other organizations. I'm a member of many. This one, to me, is the time is money, right? So if you're going to spend any time with any organization, this one has been for us very beneficial. Georgia Hispanic Bar Association, again, you don't have to be Hispanic to join. You can just provide service to the Hispanic community. And they do let non-lawyers register. The other thing is the Latin America Chambers, great organization, the same thing. You don't need to be Hispanic. Actually, Delta, UPS, big corporations are there, as well as small companies. The Georgia Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, another great organization, and the Latin America Association. To me, if you have to join any of those, I think those will be great. I have direct contacts with them, so if you need to join or want to join, just let me know. Okay, this is more like, I know everything costs money, right? TV advertising, billboards, your time, going events. So here is the thing that have helped us that doesn't require a lot of investment up front. Again, current and past clients data, that's your target audience. You have to make sure that you keep them engaged. Send them a newsletter, send them a text, Spanish usually like to use text, a lot of texting and a lot of WhatsApp. So if you can start getting used to those, they will come back to you even more. Again, create Spanish social media. Use a company that can provide a service. When I started, I used to do the post. I used to do the post, I used to post it, I used to follow up. It took me so much time. But now we have amazing company like Fifth City that actually help us with all that process. So you don't have to do it on your own. Join Hispanic social media groups. So in social media, Instagram, Facebook, there are specific groups. For example, they have Peruanos in Atlanta. they have Salvador in Atlanta, they have buy and sell. All of these groups, they allow you to post for free, so you can start targeting those markets, and it doesn't take a lot of time because you just do one post and then you share with all the groups. Then the other thing is, we don't have a Spanish website. For us, it was more cost efficient to have a landing page instead. So some companies have a whole website for it, we don't. A landing page in Spanish is enough for us, at least for now. The other thing that a lot of people don't know is if you just start Googling avocados in Google, they're going to start showing a lot of free Spanish directories. So go ahead and join them, it's free. It doesn't matter, you just put your information and you're asking a lot of people that you don't have otherwise. Business cards in Spanish is a must, because if you go into these events, you want to make sure that they have a way of reaching you back. The other thing that we started doing recently, I would say within the last 2 years, is press releases in Spanish. So if you do your press release about opening a new office, or something happened, a recognition award, whatever that is important to your industry, if you do those press releases and send them to those Telemundo, Univision, Mundo Now, whatever other media outlet in Hispanic, they usually will post it for you. So that's free, right? Again, the same thing, if you are doing a community outreach event, try to get the media involved. So if you're doing an event, say, talk to people in Telemundo, Univision, or any other outlet and say, hey, what about sponsoring or co-sponsoring or whatever, or just let them know. What happened is they actually have a budget for community outreach in all of these medias, so they may be able to, I don't say all the time, but if you send in the information, a lot of the times they will post it for you. Again, this is the other thing that actually helped us a lot in the beginning, because we didn't have a lot of budget. I was the budget for marketing. I was the marketing person. So what we start doing, and it actually helps a lot, is start knowing the Hispanic communities in your neighborhood. Go there, go to the bodegas, go to the little stores, because a lot of the times they have a bulletin board that they will allow you to put their business cards, or sometimes you start having a relationship with these communities, and that's very important, at least it helps. This seems maybe a full-time job, but hire the right companies. I want to give a shout out again to Fifth City, they manage our social media, but Ali Bader, she helped us a lot with marketing and public relations, and we have other companies that help us with the newsletter and other things. What this is important to us, because you start collaborating with different people and different companies, and all of them have different ideas, but all with a target, very focused target on this particular market. Okay, that's it. Sorry, I feel like I was talking 1,000 miles per hour. But I do have questions and answers, and this is my information. Feel free to reach out to me. I love this. I've been doing this for 22 years. I love how we can help collaborate and really partner with each of you guys. So, and I know we work with so many of you guys already. So, thank you.